How's it going? Welcome back to part 3 of the Project Iron Duke exhaust. Today, I finally got my pie cuts back from Laser for the 8-inch. So, couldn't find pie cuts anywhere to be sourced, so I had to make them and I had to get them cut from flat sheets. So basically, they're just an elbow gore, it's kind of what we call them in sheet metal fab, and it's thin here, bigger at the end, and it'll look like this after it's done. So I got all the plastic peeled off. I'm going to prepare the edges that were lasered so I can weld them without having any contamination, and then get going on that. So I ended up getting a little frustrated yesterday and I had to go pick up my kids. So I stopped off and grabbed one of my bar clamps. And I grabbed some of these other smaller bar clamps as well too, just to help keep all these nice and tight. So right back to work. So I have them both tacked up. I only tacked up one on time lapse because it's quite frustrating and I struggled, and you just want to watch me swear a whole lot in a really fast motion. I'm doing a bit of a tattoo style reveal, wiping off all of the foam here, and man, does it look good. I am loving how these look right now. This is beautiful. So really impressed with the fit up. It turned out really good, but I had to bust out a lot of my tricks to get this to line up real nice, stay as close to 90 degrees as possible and as round as possible. Definitely when you rolling pie cuts from flat material, it really wants to twist and do things differently than when you kind of cut it from a piece of round pipe. It holds a lot more of its structural integrity. Finish welding them up. So Mark came knocking on the door here. Going to do a reveal for him. I've led him over here. He's still sitting here impatiently with his eyes closed. So,
all right.
Ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, look at that. That is it hot?
You'll figure it out. It'll be warm.
Oh my goodness, Blake. What a work of art.
I've been bouncing back and forth because one thing that happens, if you get the material too hot, it starts pulling the color out and it'll start going to a darker color. So here I'm kind of staggering my welds.
Yeah, yeah.
And then so each piece doesn't get too hot.
And then you can go back and get the ones in the middle.
Exactly. So these are kind of like prototype designs, seeing how they work, if they're going to be good. If the people here watching like them, I want you to go ahead and click a like and a subscribe for me. And if you're interested in them, drop a comment. We can exchange emails, and then I can start building these things for other people if they like them too. But yeah, hold that up there again, Mark. Let's see.
Look at that.
Man, that is just kind of feel like Hannibal here. I love it when a plan comes together.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that you were able to put these together. This was just flat stainless stock. Of course, I'm getting thumbprints on it.
Get them dang thumbprints on them.
And you had it cut out, then you rolled it, and now you're turning it into this.
Yeah. So this isn't too far out of my wheelhouse for what I've done in work. So a bit of background about me is I did a lot of sheet metal fabrication. I'm a journeyman sheet metal fabricator, dust collection, all that stuff. So we built elbows like this before. And one thing is, kind of differs when you're doing automotive, people refer to them as pie cuts. When we're doing sheet metal, we refer to them as elbow gores. So it's just laying it out. But one thing that is really tricky is to keep a real tight gap on these things. That is excessively hard, especially when you're dealing with a delicate material like mirror finished stainless, when it's not all scratched up, and to keep a real tight gap. If you have too big of a gap, your weld's going to have to expand to make up that gap.
To close it up, yeah.
Exactly. So you'll be able to tell by the width of the weld where there's like big gaps that I can't control. Now, when we're doing this in industrial applications, stuff's usually hung, several feet in the air, so you're not going to be able to tell it's MIG'd. It's not a big deal, right?
It's not precision, shiny stuff right at eye level.
I'm beating the crap out of it with a hammer.
Just getting her close.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to pause it here. Me and Mark are going to admire this for a little bit longer, and then okay, so not gonna lie, it's been a few weeks since I've been here. Mark got these new 5-inch V-bands. So they're actually gonna be for the elbows. So there's not gonna be such a fixed contact point coming to the stacks. So there's gonna be a V-band, so when you lift the cab, you can pop the V-band and the whole stack can come off, and then the exhaust can come off in multiple pieces. I've been working on the exhaust brackets. So I just got these little pieces of stainless angle, cut them so they're gonna fit the frame a little better. Off of that is going to be a piece like this. Now you notice this little notch. I'm gonna have this notch come, matches, and it's gonna go with a bolt hole. So then it'll be able to kind of pivot back and forth and just give a little bit of flex. So I'm hoping that that little bit of movement's gonna help with just the overall longevity of the exhaust. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Let's start cutting. Okay, so got my Everlast 210 EXT welder all fired up. Got a bunch of parts ready to go for the exhaust brackets. So I got these little pieces of angle. These longer pieces will go to it kind of like this. These guys will get bolted on like that. And these smaller pieces will get this little fish plate that I'm going to tack on. And then this fish plate here, will help cradle the exhaust. And then it's going to want to tear out of here before it tears the exhaust pipe out. So to make it a little bit stronger. Now the reason these are kind of notched like this is after it's together, we'll replace this nut with a nylock, and then there should be just a little bit of flex to go with the motor and the exhaust, trying to, hopefully it helps a little bit. So let's weld. Okay, I'll finish welding this stuff up and bring you guys back in a little bit. All right, Mark, what do you think?
Absolutely beautiful.
So we got one side
Work of art.
clamped up here. It's all welded around here, the V-band's on. There's a little bit of play because there's so much, nothing's fastened down. So I'm not too worried about that distance. As long as it's consistent, this side to that side, we can always just put a little bit longer piece of flex and then make up any bit of gap that we need to for this. And if worse comes to worse, then I rebuild that. But I'm not too concerned about it. So that's that part. Now I have to do it to that elbow. Elbows all welded out. Looking really sharp. It's hard to get a good focus with a GoPro. Take my word for it. Looks good. These pieces are up. Just need to put the other flange down on that side to mate up with this. And then we'll be able to fit and get these elbows all set. And then all I have to do after that is put in a little piece on the inside of these elbows so I can mate up the 8-inch stack and then help with the flow, clamp them. Brackets getting welded to the bunk supports here, and then weld out that pipe, and then the flange here gets welded out. All right, well, finally back again, hopefully for the last time.
Spoiler alert.
Let's just give you a little bit of an update. We got the V-bands tacked up. I already started, welded up the brackets on the top. And then me and my dad came here. My parents were in town for over Thanksgiving, and then we actually got the elbows onto the pipes, which I'll show you in the time lapse right now. So I even got old Twin Sticks with me. He's gonna help out. Mark's gonna crawl up here, and then he's gonna catch the pipe and then get the clamp ready to go. I'm gonna match up the bottom with the V-bands, and then we will place the secondary brackets, and I'll weld them, figure out a way while the pipe's still in there. So,
Up I go.
up you go. Let's hang some pipes.
Man, those are nice welds. Those are awesome. They're gonna fit out the garage door, right?
We'll just make you a nice little area. You're gonna have to back into it every time.
We'll just notch the we'll notch the shop, so it's just got to go out, like when the Roadrunner would go through the wall.
Bugs Bunny style.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny style.
Wow, that's a lot of chrome.
That looks right.
But that's pretty much exactly how I wanted it, just as tight as we can get it coming out.
Magical. It's like the height of the cab above the cab.
Too bad there's no bridges tall enough in Canada. Definitely not going across high level.
You just gotta go around the bridges.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, man.
Well, let's get the other one put up.
Yeah, let's.
We got the second stack up now. Now I just need to do a couple little adjustments to my Y branch and get everything sitting perfect. So what we're gonna do now is straighten the pipes, get them completely done. And then what we'll do is pop this Y branch piece out. I'll make all the adjustments that I need to. Okay, so got the second bracket just clamped in there. Mark's gonna hold the pipe out for me. I'm gonna weld it up.
I'll be Vanna White.
That's all the room I need there.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the same to the other side. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm finally back out at Mark's garage here, and I'm gonna finish this thing today. Mark my words, I'm gonna finish it. I had all kinds of issues, family stuff, life stuff. I had a really bad allergy attack. My face puffed out. I ended up looking like Ron Perlman from this old TV series that my mom used to watch called Beauty and the Beast. But I'm back, stacks are mounted. This needs to be adjusted and welded and installed. The brackets need to get drilled and bolted, and that's it. I can finally call this one done. All right, so Mark just walked in right as I was about to go over all this stuff with you guys, so I might as well go over it with him.
Cool.
So, took the stacks, squared them up both ways. So they're now square to the truck better, and then they're square to the bunk stacks better.
So you've adjusted it and tightened
Adjusted
it down?
it. I loosened those brackets off, adjusted them up top, so they don't want to twist on us anymore. And that actually, because they were kind of pitching in towards it a little bit at the top.
Yeah.
So now that they're straightened out, it changed my measurements down here.
Because you've taken that slot and moved it out, okay?
Exactly. So then you can see that awesome rigging I have down there with a 1/4" drive extension, a drill bit, and a soft clamp.
Yeah.
I pulled a better center line to center line measurement from that stack to this stack, and then I added it to my piece that I'm going to need to do.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like that weld,
Okay.
so I'm going to make that weld disappear.
Okay.
And that's where we're at now. So now I'm just going to set up a time lapse. I'm going to clean up this weld. I'm going to regrain it. I'm going to blend it, and I'm going to tack it back together with this one. Then it goes in, and we see how it fits. And then I mark where those brackets need to go better, because now they need to get welded on.
And you're going to weld those in place?
Exactly. But they get welded on after, because those welds will be somewhere around here. So this has to get
Welded first. Yeah.
So that's it. There we go. So now the weld is blended out. Thanks to Mark for helping hold that pipe.
Yeah, I did a lot of work there.
But yeah, what mistake? Looks good. And lifetime warranty. If she cracks, I'll fix it.
That's awesome.
Right on. So actually, while you're out here, maybe you can help me tack this up and we can just place it, because every little bit helps.
Of course.
Got the V-bands. It's all clamped up, looking nice and straight. But I really don't think I need these brackets. I was going to have them, but I think it's just a completely unnecessary step. This is sturdy. This is really on here. So I'm not going to do those brackets whatsoever, because that's just, I think it's overkill. And normally I like overkill, but don't think it's necessary, so I'm not going to do it. So pop it off, weld it up, put it back on. All right, that's it. I'm done.
Finally.
Let's have the reveal. I put on the stainless flex, so it even has more flex. I cut it longer than what we're gonna need for sure. Mark has a little bit of homework. He's gotta go get another clamp like this and then clamp it up. But that's easy peasy. It slides on and off of that real good. So offset, flex, Y branch, V-band, and up. And speak of the devil, and here he comes. I honestly just finished, Mark. It's cool to the touch everywhere.
Oh, man. It is unbelievably awesome. Well done, Blake. Well done. What an amazing setup this is.
I think it's
Now that
going
it's
to
all
be
together.
so killer. I'm glad I didn't have to use those brackets I made, because you know, I just thought that this wouldn't be sturdy enough. But
Oh my God, you could stand on that.
yeah, it's way better than what I thought, and
So solid.
I think it's killer. I think we should ask one more opinion. What do you think, Macho Man Randy Savage? Do you like it? Yeah, I thought so. But man, just what a unique piece on such a unique truck.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable how awesome it looks and how it came together. I mean, you had that vision just from day one. You wanted to figure out a way to do kind of a stainless custom with the gourds or whatever you call them.
Yeah, gores, pie cuts,
Pie cuts.
same, but different. I always kind of start a sentence, you know it'd be cool, but this time I actually had to follow through with it. It was a lot more work than what I thought would actually go into it. Yeah, this was my first time welding pie cuts like this and doing an exhaust like this, and I'm ecstatic on how it is.
So we didn't turn you off? You'd make more if somebody wanted an exhaust like this?
We would have to have a serious conversation about it and do some pricing because there's a lot more work than I thought that would go into it.
Yeah.
A lot of hours, and I'd have to, this is a prototype. If I'm going to do this, it has to be perfect. It has to be so anybody can take it and bolt it together. And that's the only way I'll actually sell something. So either I do it all, or it's so simple and everything's so perfect that anybody can install it. But,
Because theoretically, if you, this pipe, you're getting for a cab over, for this Kenworth type of cab over truck, this would be the same, the Y pipe and out to this thing, because even if you didn't have these ridiculous 8-inch pipes, the center would still be the same.
Center lines are all the same.
So you'd have a 5-inch, it would just be a clamp here, and you'd have your elbow. You could even do the elbow, but it would go to either a 5-inch or 6-inch or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was 5-inch, it'd be simple. Then we just use these gores and we make the whole pipe out of it.
You would have to use that expansion or size or.
Yeah, make this custom 8-inch one. 6-inch, we have 6-inch pipe. We get it cut.
Yeah.
It'd be the same thing. 7-inch, I'd have to hand make. 8-inch, I have to hand make. So I'd have to make
Because
different.
nobody's doing those in 7 and 8-inch.
Exactly. So I'd have to be able to come up with jigs to make everything perfect.
Because you had to
and hold it
hand
straight.
roll all that. That was a lot of.
Well, the rolling wasn't the hard part. It was actually the fitting and the welding that was the hard part.
Because you're not welding pre-cut ones that are already.
They come off a laser. Everything is done like that. This also came off a laser, but it's, if you're a sheet metal worker, you know it's it's a word not fit for YouTube.
But this is the same. This could be the same. The flex pipe you get anywhere.
Yep.
So that would be the only difference. You just have to start making these.
A guy could even make a flexible connection here, and then that way.
Oh, and then you'd have
And
different.
then there's adjustments there.
In case the uprights are in a different spot or a different year.
Yeah, then you don't need a welder to fix it if it's not perfect.
That's how kind of I did the Pete and the Kenworth was with flex pipe, because when you don't have a welder or you don't have the skills, you can still install an exhaust on these big trucks with flex pipe and clamps.
Yeah, and you know this stainless flex pipe was a lot more expensive,
Well, this is the stainless one.
but there's a lot more quality in it. That is for sure.
Yeah. SSS.
So
Very nice.
I even have the flow set up. So
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, one of one. There's no other one out there like this.
that we know of, and if there is, let us know.
Yeah, show us.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm pretty proud of this, and yeah, I hope you guys like it too. Drop a like, click subscribe, help grow my channel so I can build cool stuff of my own, and yeah, follow along. See you on the next one.